Hey everyone, it's Unbreakable Spirits with Greg here. Another new episode, and it's Friday, July 28th. And in the background, you might hear, listen, it's the Beatles, and they're playing Rocky Raccoon. And the reason we're playing Rocky Raccoon is because our first story today has to do with a raccoon. Um, Philadelphia Airport, which is my local airport. Um, It's located like most airports are in away from the city, and there's all kinds of fields and trees around the airport. Well, once in a while, they have local wildlife that decides to infringe on the airport. And what happened the other day was a flight just arrived. People were waiting for their bags to come out of the baggage belt, and they're standing there waiting, and the suitcases, bags, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, out of the chute comes a raccoon, a live raccoon. Uh, so you've got your suitcase, your luggage, and your raccoon all in a line. And apparently, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Uh, Last year, a raccoon was spotted breaking into the airport through a vent in the wall, and it had its eyes on a pack of Twizzlers that were just laying around. I grabbed the Twizzlers back into the vent and never to be seen again. Well, this latest raccoon, they actually didn't trap it. Uh, they called the game warden or whatever, and they um, didn't even escort the raccoon out of the airport. They said that the raccoon jumped off of the baggage belt, scampered through the airport, and got out somehow. So you can imagine what a lot of these travelers and visitors thought. Imagine coming from, let's say you're coming from another country like Canada or something, and you land at Philadelphia Airport, and you're waiting for your bags to come through, and you're checking off your bags. Oh yeah, there's my brown luggage, and there's my suitcase, and there's my raccoon, and there's my raccoon, and and anyway, so yeah, well, the airport says, they humanely put out traps for the raccoons whenever they get the hankering to come into the airport. But so far, it hasn't worked. So who knows? Next time you fly into Philly, you might be greeted right there in the halls of the airport by some hopefully small wild animals, skunks, rabbits, raccoons. You never know what you're going to find. Anyway, did you hear the news about Trader Joe's again? They're back in the news. Poor Trader Joe's. I feel bad for them. Last week, Trader Joe's was in the news because apparently they had found some in their cookies, their chunk, chocolate chunk chip cookies, and their windmill walnut cookies. They found rocks, not pebbles, not little grains of sand, they're real rocks. That's the way they described them in the media, rocks. And of course, that gave me the chance to do my famous Rocky Balboa impersonation last week. With a little something like this. Yo, Adrian, come on over and try some of these cookies. They're really good. You know what I mean? They were the knockout. I figured Trader Joe's could play on that, make a little humor of it, and get Sylvester Stallone to do a little commercial for them. Rocky Balboa endorses Trader Joe's Rocky cookies. Anyway, but I guess not. Anyway, now it's in the news this morning that the broccoli cheese soup that you get at Trader Joe's allegedly had, to put it nicely, had some insects in it. And yeah, So poor Trader Joe's. Uh, you heard the old joke, do you? Waiter, is that a herring by soup? Well, no, that's a termite. Or what? So that's sad news to know that Trader Joe's has bugs in their. It just sounds so awful, doesn't it? I hope it's not true, but I wouldn't have to worry about that anyway because I can't stand broccoli. Anything in that family, broccoli, cauliflower. Uh, not a big vegetable guy. You know, raw carrots, carrot sticks, they're good. But corn on the cob's okay. If you consider lettuce a vegetable, that's great. Potatoes, I love potatoes. But anything sort of in the broccoli family, nah. So anyway, before I get on a tangent about my food preferences, um, yeah, it's a shame. Trader Joe's. What next? Next week, what next? You've got the ragi cookies, and then you got the boogie broccoli soup. So I don't know. Um, hey, did you hear this news? The World Guinness Book of World Records. It goes by picture. Uh, New record the other day was set. This kid, 16 years old, China, from China, did a jump rope, 374 rotations or jumps or whatever you call them in 1 minute. 374 in 1 minute. He broke the record that was held by a Japanese little guy there that stood for 10 years, and the record was 348 jumps. And the new record holder, his name is Zhoy Kui Q QI. Yeah. Anyway, he's the new record holder, and he was bragging at the end. Uh, yeah, that wasn't even my best. My best is 398 revolutions per minute with the jump rope. Uh, but 374, that's going to be tough on the beat. I just wondered how do they know? How do they measure? And that wasn't explained in the story that I read. I mean, it goes so fast. In 60 seconds, I'm not good at math. 60, 340, 374 times I don't know. It's a lot. I was never good at math. I hated math, ever since like third grade. Uh, we were doing, I remember we had a speed math quiz or test in third grade, second grade maybe, and I lost out to another kid, just barely. I don't even know what the prize was, to be honest with you. Maybe it was a cookie, a Rocky cookie. I don't know. Anyway, I lost that. Ever since then, I've had a bad taste in my mouth for math. I've hated math, even through high school, college. Uh, really, one of the reasons why I became a social worker was no math, but that's not always the case. A lot of times, math is included. Um, anyway, I couldn't stand that, but I don't know how they measure each revolution there when the jump rope is going so fast. I don't get it. So anyway, well, congratulations to I'm not going to say his name. I can't because I can't. The final story on this Friday is a happy one. I know everybody's going to be really happy about this story, and I have the honor to announce to you today that none other than Hulk Hogan, the famous wrestler, is getting married. Yes, the Hulkster is tying the knot, so to speak. Uh, and not in another wrestler, tying the knot. That kind of sounds like a wrestling hold, doesn't it? Anyway, the Hulkster is 69 years old now, and he's marrying a lady who is 45. And her name is Sky Daly. Sky Daly. It sounds like a magazine, Sky Daly. And apparently, how he met Miss Daly is the Hulkster was speaking at a wedding. He was at a wedding reception, and they asked him to speak. And he noticed in the at one of the tables when he stood up that there was this really attractive blonde there, and so he asked the bride. He said, "Who's the blonde over there?" And she said, "That's my friend Sky." And the Hulkster went over there and talked to her, and they must have hit it off because I, they the Hulkster got her phone number, okay, which was a good move by the Hulkster. And but he says, even though he thought she was very attractive, he was just going to go home and do laundry. He wasn't going to call her. He felt, it's too weird. So, but now when he was leaving the wedding, he got into his expensive car and rolled up the window, and all of a sudden he hears this banging on his window. And he puts the window down, and there's the bride again. And she said to the Hulkster, "Now don't forget to give my friend Sky a call. She's a really nice girl." So the Hulkster like said, maybe I shouldn't ghost her. Maybe I shouldn't just brush her off. Maybe I should give her a call. And he did, and they started dating, and which led one thing led to another. And the Hulkster proposed the other day in a restaurant down in Florida. So there's no wedding date set yet. She has 3 kids, grown-up kids, and he's got 2. And they've been dating since 2021. And the Hulkster said, "Well, he's been married twice before, and unfortunately, it didn't work out because he said alcohol got in the way. He's not a good drinker. And unfortunately, the same thing was happening here with this relationship with Sky. He said that he's drinking too much. The Hulkster can get a little nasty. So he said, nope, that's it, no more. He almost lost Sky for the same reasons before. He said, that's it, I've given up drinking for now. He added that caveat at the end of the sentence, for now. And apparently both of them are on the wagon, and they're getting married sometime in the future. So, and Hulk said it was she was crazy enough to say yes. Well, there you go. Perhaps she was, but apparently the Hulkster is worth something like $30 billion or something now. Uh, good luck to them. I hope it works out. I really do hope it works out. He was always I've heard he was a very nice guy. And he was always an entertaining guy. When I used to watch wrestling when I was growing up. And so let's hope that everything works out okay for the future Mr. and Mrs. Hulk Hogan. So anyway, so that's my spiel for today. Unbreakable Spirits. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Of course, I'll be back on Saturday with my Saturday edition of the show. I won't be back on Sunday, though. Even God rested on Sunday. So, but I'll come back tomorrow with another edition and we'll talk about some other uh, cheesy things, you know. It was fun talking about UFOs yesterday, you know. I got quite a reaction about that. And it makes one think about the existence of extraterrestrials, terrestrials, whatever. So, all right, I'm going to head on out. You guys have a great day. Stay cool out there. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend here in Pennsylvania. So, everybody have fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye for now. Thanks for watching. Hit this subscribe button or the like or whatever is good. Please do it. Okay. All right. Bye for now. Bye bye.